Okay, in this movie, we're going to learn how to make logos in general. Keep in mind you're going to be making one for your restaurant, but before you do that, I want you to practice on some others. You'll notice to the right here, I have the Braun logo, and you'll notice some things about it. For example, obviously, the A is raised. The first thing you're going to want to do is in Illustrator, create a file and type the word. One thing I want to point out right now is the difference between serif and sans serif. Sans serif is the actual Braun logo. If you'll notice the base of the letters, there is no little embellishments like the A here. If you look at the A, you'll see it's almost got like a platform to stand on. That is serif. Sans means without. So the way you can remember that is without that embellishment, it's sans serif. So the first thing you're going to want to do is match the logo as close as possible as far as the font goes. Now you'll notice that there's the ability to have fonts here, but you'll see that they are not contextual. In other words, it's listing them. But if you have the word selected like I'm going to right now, and you go up top to the Illustrator menu and click type font, you'll see here that it gives you a representation of what you're going to see, and you can see whether it's serif or sans serif. So I've looked ahead a little bit, and one that I'm going to use for demonstration purposes is this one called Cylon or something like that. So let me find that one. I'm not saying it's perfect. Okay, there it is. And in this case, it doesn't say whether it's bold or condensed. I'm going to let go of that. And I'm going to say that's close enough. And what I want to do now is I'm just going to show you how you can take the letter A in this case and make it look closer to what we're looking for in the actual Braun. You know, right off the bat, obviously the N isn't close, but I'm going to want to show you, just in this case, the A, how you can select a portion of a letter and do it. Well, right now it's considered text. I could go in there and change the font like you saw me do, but in order to change the shape, you have to convert it, and you have to convert it to be a outline. Well, you'll notice I can't do it right now, and that's because I have my text tool. It thinks I want to maybe make it larger font size, but no, I want to turn it into outlines. So now with the Braun logo selected with the selection tool, I am able to go to type and tell it to create outlines. At that point, it's really just saying each letter is a definition of points, and they're right now grouped together, but I want to just select the letter A. So you may be aware that the selection tool is here filled in, and the sub-selection, or what they're calling now the direct selection tool, is here. I'm going to deselect. I'm going to zoom in so you can see a little bit more. If you click and drag, this is called a marquee zoom, and now I'm going to get the letter A. So I'm getting the direct selection tool, and I'm going to select this portion of the letter right here. It is really hard to see, but you can possibly notice that some of these points are not filled in and others are filled in. So what I'm able to do now is take the ones that are filled in and I can adjust them. So what I'm doing right now, and this is not the greatest example, but it's close, I am just making the A taller there. I could then go on and make some different adjustments like this, but I just wanted to show you that if you select a portion of the letter, you can then modify that. And if I wanted to even be further selective, I could grab that and then I'm using the up arrow key right now to do that. So I'm not expecting to be experts, but that is how you're able to take a portion of a letter, turn it into an outline, and then select just the portion that you want. So that's what we're going to be doing in our practice. Again, I don't expect you to turn into Illustrator experts, but we want to give our logos for our restaurant a little personality, and we're going to ask that you practice before you do your restaurant. And that's an example in Illustrator. And then just to finish this off, as an Illustrator document, what you would want to do, we'll save it for the web. Logos are going to be GIFs, and that's because we're going to be able to make them larger and smaller and keep the logo look as we expect it to. If it were a JPEG, it would totally get distorted and not look great if we needed to make it larger. So keep it as a GIF, save it, and that's how we're going to get started with making our logos.